The man plunged deep into the ocean, gripping a branch of crimson coral, ready to snap it off. Suddenly, a swirling current rushed in behind him, followed by a hoarse voice. "Please, save me, my benefactor!" Ahai turned around and saw a massive white dragon, as thick as a water barrel, trapped between two jagged reefs. Above the surface, more than a dozen black ships had dropped heavy iron anchors into the sea, trying to capture the dragon alive. It struggled desperately, smashing apart two enormous boulders as blood spread through the water like crimson clouds. "Please save me. I will repay your kindness one day. They want to capture me and turn me into medicine." Terrified but unable to ignore the plea, Ahai drew the knife from his belt and sliced through the main cable holding the iron anchor. The white dragon broke free and lashed its powerful tail, overturning half of the pirate ships in a single strike. When Ahai surfaced for air, the dragon gently pushed him toward the shore with its head. Then it shed a single shimmering scale from its forehead. The scale floated slowly into Ahai's hands before transforming into a luminous pearl the size of a pigeon's egg. "My benefactor, if you are ever in danger, hold this dragon pearl tightly. No matter where you are, I will come to your rescue." With those words, the white dragon soared into the sky before diving back into the depths of the sea. May everyone fortunate enough to hear this story be blessed with changing fortunes, endless good luck, and abundant prosperity. Ahai carried the dragon pearl home. Before he could even step through his front gate, a fellow fisherman hurried over. "Ahai, have you gathered enough money for your father's medicine?" Ahai simply shook his head. That night, he placed the dragon pearl inside the family's rice jar and fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, when he lifted the lid, every grain of rice had transformed into pearly white jade rice, perfectly round and crystal clear. Ahai measured out 3 buckets of rice and delivered them to a hungry widow living nearby. Tears filled her eyes as she accepted the gift. "Last night, I dreamed of a white dragon. It told me to follow you to the sea, and from now on, I would never go hungry again." The miracle spread through the village like wildfire. Before midnight, the notorious fish merchant Jin Ma-zi climbed over Ahai's courtyard wall with several thugs. As he reached into the rice jar, the dragon pearl suddenly shot out like a bolt of light, knocking out 3 of his front teeth. Enraged, Jin Ma-zi grabbed a steel trident and drove it into the jar. The jade rice exploded into a cloud of white mist. Within the mist appeared phantom dragon claws that shredded the ledger of debts he always carried with him. Terrified, Jin Ma-zi crawled toward the gate. As he fled, he tripped over the doorstep and slammed his forehead into a stone mortar, leaving a huge lump the size of a clenched fist. The following day, Jin Ma-zi hired 3 powerful fighters to block the only path leading from the village to the sea. They demanded that Ahai hand over the dragon pearl or watch his fishing boat be destroyed. Clutching the pearl tightly, Ahai slowly backed away until he reached the rocky shoreline. Suddenly, his foot slipped. The dragon pearl flew from his hand and rolled into the crashing waves. At once, towering white waves rose toward the sky. The white dragon burst from the sea. Its long whiskers wrapped around the 3 fighters, flinging them high into the air before dropping them neatly into a pile of fishing nets nearly 100 meters away. Jin Ma-zi turned and ran. The white dragon opened its mouth and released a roaring jet of water that blasted both the man and his boat nearly half a mile away. The boat became hopelessly wedged upon a reef, unable to move forward or backward. The white dragon rested upon a shallow sandbar. "I must return to the sea now, but I want to leave this with you." It opened its mouth and released a pure white jade bracelet. Delicate waves were carved along the inside of the bracelet. The moment Ahai caught it, the white dragon gracefully flipped back into the ocean. The droplets scattered from its tail landed upon the rocks. Within moments, they took root, sprouted, and blossomed into clusters of brilliant crimson coral flowers that shimmered like crystal. Later, Ahai exchanged the jade bracelet for 3 brand new fishing boats and gave every one of them to the poorest young fishermen in the village. Strangely, those boats always caught about 20% more fish than any others. Every year, on the first day of the fishing season, a silver-white dragon scale would mysteriously appear beneath the lead boat, and several extra holds would somehow be filled with fat, healthy fish before the crews even noticed. As for Jin Mazi's fleet, every time they raised their sails, violent waves surrounded them. Their boats spun helplessly in circles without moving forward, and they never again reached the open sea. Ahai lived a peaceful life, free from illness, until the age of 99. One day, as the tide receded, a stone monument emerged from the shoreline. Carved into it were two ancient lines. A single drop of kindness deserves the return of a flowing spring. Though the sea may stretch beyond sight, true gratitude never runs dry.